The year is 2025. The UK finds itself at a crossroads. The economy is sending mixed signals. On the one hand, projections for 2025 show growth. The International Monetary Fund predicts a respectable 1.6% growth rate. This places the UK third among G7 nations. Only the US and Canada are expected to do better. However, challenges remain. The UK economy is still recovering from a recession. The road to recovery has been bumpy. The Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development points to increased public spending as a positive sign. But uncertainty looms large. Global economic headwinds could easily derail progress. The UK economy has been on a rollercoaster ride in recent years. 2023 ended on a sour note. The country slipped into a recession. The final 2 quarters of the year saw negative growth. The annual growth rate for 2023 was a meager 0.4%. This was a stark contrast to the more optimistic projections made at the beginning of the year. 2024 brought glimmers of hope. The economy rebounded. There was a renewed sense of optimism among businesses and consumers alike. However, growth has been uneven. The first 2 quarters showed positive numbers, but the momentum did not last. By the third quarter, growth had stalled completely. Many sectors struggled to regain their footing. The year 2024 is expected to end with an overall growth rate of just 1.1%. This modest growth reflects the ongoing challenges facing the economy. The road ahead remains uncertain. The projected 2.2% growth rate for 2025 would be a welcome relief. However, achieving this will not be easy, but achieving this target will require careful economic management. Policymakers will need to navigate a complex landscape of global uncertainties and domestic challenges to ensure sustainable growth. The Labour government, led by Prime Minister Keir Starmer, faces an uphill battle. The party swept into power in the 2024 general election. However, their victory has not translated into widespread public support. Opinion polls paint a bleak picture. Labour's approval rating sits at a dismal -47%. Several factors contribute to this unpopularity. The government has implemented a series of controversial policies. These policies have alienated voters across the political spectrum. Adding to Labour's woes is the unpopularity of Prime Minister Starmer himself. Polls show him trailing behind opposition leaders in popularity. The government faces a daunting task. It must find a way to restore the UK's economic credibility. At the same time, it must address the concerns of a deeply divided electorate. Could Donald Trump be the answer to the UK's economic woes? The former US president, known for his unconventional approach, has expressed a keen interest in UK affairs. Some believe Trump's involvement could provide a much-needed boost to the British economy. Trump's supporters point to his business acumen and deal-making abilities. They argue that he could leverage his experience to forge stronger economic ties between the US and the UK. This could involve negotiating favorable trade deals, attracting US investment, and providing policy advice to the Labour government. However, Trump's involvement is not without its risks. His unpredictable nature and penchant for controversy could create more problems than they solve. One of Trump's biggest selling points is his supposed ability to strike advantageous trade deals. He often touted his skills as a negotiator, claiming that his business acumen would translate into better deals for the United States on the global stage. During his presidency, he made trade a central focus of his economic policy. His administration worked tirelessly to renegotiate existing agreements and forge new ones, aiming to secure terms that he believed would benefit American workers and industries. He championed bilateral agreements over multilateral ones. This approach allowed him to tailor deals to the specific needs and strengths of the United States, rather than being bound by the compromises often required in multilateral agreements. He wasn't afraid to use tariffs as leverage. By imposing tariffs on imports, he aimed to protect American industries from what he saw as unfair competition, and to pressure other countries into negotiating more favorable terms. Could Trump replicate this approach with the UK? It's possible. The UK, post-Brexit, is seeking new trade partners and agreements to replace those it had as a member of the European Union. A free trade agreement between the US and the UK has been a topic of discussion for years. Such an agreement could significantly boost trade between the two nations, benefiting both economies. Trump's involvement could inject new life into these negotiations. His direct and often unconventional approach might be just what is needed to break any deadlocks and push the agreement forward. A favorable trade deal could open up new markets for British businesses. This would allow them to expand their reach, increase their sales, and ultimately contribute to the growth of the UK economy. It could also lead to lower prices for consumers. With reduced tariffs and increased competition, goods could become more affordable, benefiting everyday shoppers. Beyond trade, Trump could also encourage US investment in the UK. His influence and connections in the business world could attract American companies looking for new opportunities. He could use his connections in the business world to promote the UK as an attractive destination for foreign direct investment. This could lead to significant capital inflows, boosting the UK economy. This investment could flow into key sectors like technology, infrastructure, and manufacturing, creating jobs and boosting economic growth. The potential for collaboration and mutual benefit is immense, and Trump's involvement could be a catalyst for these positive changes. Trump's involvement in UK affairs could extend beyond the purely economic realm. He could also play a role in strengthening diplomatic relations between the US and the UK. This special relationship has been strained in recent years, particularly after Brexit. Trump, with his America First rhetoric, might seem like an unlikely candidate to mend fences. However, he has expressed admiration for the UK in the past. He has also maintained close ties with some British politicians. A renewed focus on diplomacy could lead to greater cooperation on a range of issues. This could include security, defense, intelligence sharing, and climate change. A strong transatlantic alliance would not only benefit the UK and the US, but also contribute to global stability. Perhaps Trump's most potent weapon is his ability to influence public opinion. Despite his divisive nature, he retains a loyal following. A public endorsement from Trump could provide a much-needed boost to the Labour government. Imagine Trump, in his inimitable style, declaring the UK open for business once again. Such an endorsement could bolster investor confidence, attract foreign capital, and even improve consumer sentiment. It could also provide political cover for a Labour government struggling with low approval ratings. However, this strategy is not without its risks. Aligning too closely with Trump could backfire. It could alienate moderate voters and further divide the country. While Trump's involvement in the UK economy offers potential benefits, it's crucial to acknowledge the inherent risks. His business acumen and ability to make bold decisions could potentially drive economic growth and innovation. However, these same qualities come with a significant downside. Trump is known for his unpredictable nature, volatile temperament, and disregard for conventional norms. His actions often defy expectations, making it difficult for businesses and governments to plan and respond effectively. These traits, which contributed to his business successes, also led to chaos and controversy during his presidency. His tenure was marked by frequent policy shifts, abrupt decisions, and a general sense of instability. His involvement in UK affairs could introduce a level of uncertainty that undermines any potential economic gains. The unpredictability of his actions could deter investment and create a volatile market environment. A single tweet, a spontaneous outburst, or an ill-conceived policy announcement could send shockwaves through the markets, damage the UK's international reputation, and strain relations with key allies. The ripple effects of such actions could be felt across various sectors, from finance to trade. Furthermore, Trump's history of making misleading statements, promoting conspiracy theories, and undermining democratic institutions raises concerns about his judgment and trustworthiness. His tendency to spread misinformation can create confusion and erode public trust. Trusting him with the UK's economic future could be a gamble with unpredictable consequences. The stakes are high, and the potential for both significant gains and devastating losses makes this a risky proposition. The question of whether Donald Trump can help the UK economy is complex and multifaceted. There's no denying his potential to shake things up. His experience in business, his deal-making skills, and his global profile could be assets. He could open doors for British businesses, attract foreign investment, and strengthen diplomatic ties. However, his involvement comes with significant risks. His unpredictability, his penchant for controversy, and his questionable judgment could do more harm than good. Ultimately, the decision of whether to embrace Trump's involvement is a gamble with potentially high stakes and uncertain outcomes. Only time will tell if the UK rolls the dice.